work quietly and follow along. At any point, click the pause button to catch up or take a break. Hi everyone, today we're going to be making symmetrical ladybugs. To start, I'm using a basic piece of construction paper and I'm going to be folding it in half the hamburger way. So just like this. This is really important, this crease, because this is what's going to help us create our squish print. So make sure you have it nice and creased and also line up the corners the best you can. Open that back up and we're going to begin drawing, but only on the right side. You could draw on the left too, but if it's easier to follow along with me, I'd probably do it on the right side. Now, we're making it symmetrical, so what that means is whatever's on this side is going to be equally reflected and the same on the other. And like I mentioned, we're drawing a ladybug. So here's how we're going to do it. Okay, so from the top of your paper, we're going to leave a little space for the head. We're starting with the body because it's the biggest part of the bug. So I'm going to go down about that much and working from the center crease. Now from our center crease, we're gonna make a big, almost like a half circle. So it's gonna come around and you're gonna go till it's about that much. All right, then from there, we're gonna connect and go straight to the center crease. There you go. And then we're gonna be working on the bottom of our bug right away since we're kind of down this area. From in here, I'm gonna go a little farther in and I'm gonna go straight down like this. That is gonna be the inside of our bug. This is gonna be like the wings of our ladybug. Next, what we're gonna do is the head. And the head, I like to leave a little more space from the top again and come around and make kind of a rounded quarter circle. Next, what we're gonna do is the legs. Legs are very important. We're gonna come down like this, with using two what we call parallel lines that are going the same direction and they never intersect each other. Then we're going to make two more parallel lines that are connected and come down. And then I connected them with just a little curvy line. Next, kind of towards the top of the middle-ish of your ladybug. Now the legs move so they can be in any place really. And ladybugs have 6 legs total. So we're making 3 on this side. We're gonna do this one, is the very top one. Again, 2 lines, about that far. And then we're gonna do it again, kind of curving that way, little out. Make it look like it's kind of crawling. And then let's curve it and connect it. One more leg, kind of more towards the middle, but again, more towards the top. 2 lines, and I'm gonna do a little curve again, just like how we've been doing the other 2 legs. And connect. Awesome, we're almost done. Let's add some details to our ladybug, such as an eyeball. You only need 1, and you'll see why. And then, don't forget the antenna. For my antenna, I like to go kind of more out. Again, 2 lines, but they're closer together and a little smaller. And then again, straight up and connect. Awesome. Here's the fun part. We're gonna be making some spots. So I'm just gonna do some basic circles. There you go. You could also do like a half circle. There we go. All right, that is how we draw our symmetrical ladybug for our squish print. Okay, now we're gonna begin squish printing our ladybug. Squish printing is when we only paint on one side, and here we're tracing over the lines. I use Sharpie markers so you can see it nice and clear for the video, remember, but you use pencil. What we're going to do is we're going to paint only on one side. That's the rule for squish printing. And then we're going to fold it like a book. Give it what I call a knuckle rub, which is just when we graze our knuckles over the top of the paper, applying a little bit of pressure. And then we're going to open it up nice and slowly and reveal that whatever was painted on this side is going to be perfectly matched on this side. It's a fun, amazing process of printmaking. So here we go. And when we do this, boys and girls, we're only working one small section at a time. If you do too much, paint way too much, it won't be able to copy because the paint will dry. So So here we go. Now for squish printing, you're gonna want a good amount of paint for those thicker lines. I'm gonna go right over. I'm starting at the very top, and I'm gonna do the very top of the head. Okay, awesome. Let's give it a little bit of a knuckle rub. So I'm gonna fold it down, and you'll see what happens. I'm gonna knuckle rub just where I painted in those areas. See how I'm doing some small circular motions? Okay, open it back up. Voila! Now, not too bad. You can see the paint, it's not exactly perfect. There's some spots. That just means I need to apply a little more paint in those areas. So all I'm gonna do is go back and add more paint and then redo it. There we go, much better. Let's continue on. So I'm gonna continue with adding a good amount of paint to the outside. Now I'm working on a smaller scale. I'm working on smaller construction paper. If you do much larger paper, your lines probably won't be as thick. And if they are, that is A-okay. There we go. Let's do that section. Knuckle rub. Now you don't want to keep your book closed too long, otherwise the paint will dry and keep it closed. So always, when you're not working on it, leave it open. Perfect. All right, let's continue on with this bottom shape right here. And I'm just going to do this one as well. Now for squish printing, we always want to do our outlines first. Then we'll be able to go back and add details. All right, let's open it back up. Excellent. Oh, it's becoming like the most perfect ladybug ever. Okay, taking a little bit more paint. I'm going to do these legs now. You can outline the legs if you want like this, or you can fill them in. Now, since Ladybug's legs are black, I'm just gonna fill them in with a good amount of paint. Okay, try to keep your shape, see my outside lines where I'm taking my brush hairs, trying to keep it nice and straight, showing a lot of control, because that's what's gonna be reflected. And we also don't want sloppy work. We wanna do our very best, especially when we're doing fine line details with squish printing. So here I did 2 legs at once, that's fine. You can just do one at a time if that's best for you. Knuckle rub time. Ooh, it looks great. All right, here we go. I want to get that third leg done because I'm getting pretty excited about this. Now remember, squish prints, you don't have to be perfect. It's okay. Okay, the only thing you could try to do best is don't go towards the edge of the paper with the paint because then it might squish out. But if it happens, it will be okay. It's going to be extra gentle down in that area. Here we go. Okay. Third leg done. Ooh, it's getting a little intense because I'm going into some smaller details. I'm going to now do the antenna. Go. And I could just use my finger because it's a little teeny tiny area. Oh, I got a little paint out. There we go. Open it back up. Awesome. Now we can start to fill in some of the areas that are black in our picture. My spots are black. The little booty on my ladybug's black. And his head. All right. So again, just do them very carefully. Make sure you're staying in your lines, but also add a good amount of paint. Don't be afraid to have a little extra paint for these spots. We want the spots nice and bold because that's what makes it a ladybug. I'm just gonna do 2 spots at a time. There we go. Knuckle rub it down. And let's flip her open. Voila! Oh my gosh, this is looking fantastic. I have a small area right here that I could fill in. So I'm going to apply it on the right side because I want it to match perfectly. If I did on the left, Ooh, well, it wouldn't match the right then. Okay, so here we go. Fantastic. Oh, much better. Much, much better. Okay, let's do some other details. We got a couple more spots to do. And then I would like to do the head as well. Now, the eye of our ladybug is white. So we'll come back and do white a little later. So be careful too, boys and girls. Every little drop of paint that if you accidentally splatter on your paper, it will be reflected. Like you can see in mine, I have a couple splatters. That's not necessarily a bad thing. I say it adds a little character. But if you don't want it there, be extra careful. Okay, now it's important to have nice round spots. So I'm going to go back and make sure all my edges are pretty round as best as I can. All right, here we go. Awesome. This is really coming to life. Now I can definitely see, I can go back and touch up some of these areas. Like this spot definitely needs some more paint because it didn't really reflect on the other side. Down over here, I could use a little more. Maybe up the side. That's okay. Here we go. There, much better. Okay, I'm just gonna do the head and that will be the first step completed of our Squish Print Ladybug. When I do the head, I'm gonna do my best not to really get any paint where the eye, so that way I kind of know where it is for when I use my white paint, okay? Make sure you get a good amount on. There we go. If there's any other areas you wanna touch up, now would be a great time. Here we go. Awesome. I have a little spot in the middle there that I just need to add a little bit more paint and re-squish. And that is how we do the outline of our squish print for our ladybug. Thanks for joining me, and we're going to continue on with adding color.